So we are here with Chef Bradley Cooks from the Netflix exclusive show Cooking on High. Chef Brady, thank you so much for spending some time with us. Cooking shows they're hot right now, not to throw a cooking pun in there, but Cooking on High is very unique as it seems to kind of take the standard format that most cooking competition shows and just throws it out the window. From your perspective, being on the show and cooking on it, what is it like, not just being on this cooking show, but with the secret ingredient being that it is cannabis?
Right. I mean, my experience was amazing. I mean, the production crew, everyone was so relaxed, and it made it so easy to cook, and all the chefs were super cool. It didn't feel like a competition. It felt kind of like being at home with everybody, you know, smoking a joint, and everyone's cooking and just like creating magic. So, you know, it definitely made it easier to be on set. And the cooking with weed aspect, I've been doing it for a while, so with me, I like to, you know, and I always tell everybody, I actually lost 2 of the episodes because the judges said, well, I can't taste the weed in it. And my thing was, I literally was scraping out the bowls with all of the oil and all the butter to make it taste like actual food. And they wanted a food cooking competition with weed. It wasn't a weed cooking competition with food. And so the key is to make it taste like savory, good food, just out of the box, different, experimental. So that was the fun part of it, I guess. Yeah.
Going on that, because I've seen a bunch of the episodes, and it seemed based on who was judging, if they liked whether they could taste the weed or not. So, but for the average person, who maybe isn't familiar with cannabis, they always, there's this notion that it tastes bad.
Yeah.
So how do you, when incorporating it into your food, mask the flavor? Is that the best way to?
What you can, I mean, like if you're making brownies, let's say for instance, you can put other sweeteners and other things to it, like just kind of mask that taste. And it's also how you brown your butter, how you cook your butter, your oils, and you can add additives to it to where it really takes that earthy kind of, I don't know, it's like this umami flavor, but sometimes it can be very deep. Like if you've ever eaten edibles, you know, the first thing you taste is like this earth, and you just, you know, it's okay, but I want to make a cupcake or a brownie and make it taste like a brownie, and then you have that good, nice, calm high to it, so.
Was Cooking on High your first experience on a competitive cooking show?
I actually got to the second round of Master Chef. And they loved me, they loved the personality, they loved the food. But then when they did the interviews for the chefs to see if what we wanted to do with our lives as chef, and I'm actually a philanthropist. I have a charity for kids and a costume children's character, and I want to cook and feed kids. And the idea of that is, you know, to like really go all over the world and kind of be like this new kind of charity Anthony Bourdain, feeding and learning cultures and doing that. So it's not my first go around, and I've been working with celebrities and people and always been videos, but this is like the first of its kind, so it's super cool to be on like television for this, so yeah.
Going back to the show, the format, obviously when people hear, oh, it's a cooking show, okay, so it's going to be an hour, there's going to be different rounds. Cooking on High is 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Was the audience intentionally kept in mind with the length of time, or was there, from your point of view, do you think that time is key to the success of the show?
I think timing and everything. As you know, like the shorter the videos, potheads have shorter attention spans, depending on the pothead, I guess. So I think they wanted to really fit in as much as they could in a short amount of time. And because typical shows are 30 minutes or 1 hour, you know, and I really think they did a great job at really packing it in, getting the funny parts, getting the good parts, getting the good shots, and I mean, because we had like a perfect amount of time to cook all our dishes, but you were still really under pressure in the competition to cook it all and cook these elaborate meals in such a short amount of time. So it made that kind of, you know, brow sweat moments and made it funny at the same time. So I think 15 minutes is perfect especially for this first go around. They're testing it out. So hopefully season 2 comes out, and you never know what it'll be after that. So.
The actual cooking portion in the show.
Yeah.
It looks like you're just hanging out, like you're just having a good time, whatever. So does it really feel like there's a lot of pressure when you're in the moment? Because it looks like just a bunch of friends hanging out during the episode.
I think there's pressure just in general, because you want to make good food. You have people that are like staring down your neck, like, okay, what are they creating? What are they doing? You know, and you have these celebrity judges, and you have the production crew. So everyone wants you to succeed, but it's also that competition. So like not every, like you have the chef and a couple of people that kind of want you to fail. So, you know, they're looking for those moments that you mess up. And with me, I mean, I love being in front of the camera. Most of the guys are just chefs. They're not actors, or they're not, you know, used to being in front of the camera. So for me, I was like trying to tilt the pan to get the action shots, and you know, so I was really trying to have fun with it. Yeah.
For people who are coming to the show and they're meeting you for the first time, what is your cooking background? You said you were doing you did Master Chef, but are you self-taught? Did you go to school?
So I was a really sick child. My mom was very sick. She taught me how to cook when I was 5 years old, and kind of was like, there you go. And so I pretty much raised myself cooking for myself. Started cooking for my nephew and niece and my family at 13. 18, 19, I realized I wanted to go to culinary school. Started in Seattle Central Community College for culinary school, but just quickly found out that I'm better at organizing events, and I'm more of a people person in front of the crowd, you know. So then I just kept doing that and moved 2005, came here, and my first actual working for a celebrity was Joel Silver. So I was one of the assistant chefs and houseboy for the home, and that was the start of my career. Just kept going, working completely self-taught until 2013. I went to Le Cordon Bleu. But I just got lucky. I did all my own catering. I did all my own personal chef work for some of the biggest celebrities in the world. Got just super blessed, super lucky, just motivated. I don't know, just whatever the universe wanted, I got it.
So what would you say your specialty is? Baking, protein? I mean,
so my 10,000 hours are definitely in barbecuing. I love to think of myself as the barbecue king or barbecue enthusiast. You know, I love creating on the barbecue, anywhere from breakfast to desserts, just really throwing together everything you can think of. And like I said, I love organizing parties and being around people, so creating this whole group event, including everybody in it, and you know, I love the feel of having a lot of people and drinks, and it's fun, you know. But I would say my absolute favorite thing is barbecuing, grilling, creating fun, different, you know, like what I call this aphrodisiac foods, and yeah, it's just putting different stuff together. Yeah.
So for people who they're seeing this show and their interest is piqued, obviously the culture in society is changing about what is taboo and stuff anymore. But
right.
So they're like, you know what, I kind of like to give it a try. How would you recommend they enter this world of edible marijuana or any in any sense?
Well, we are, like you said, we're getting into this new world where, you know, the bad nostalgia behind smoking weed or eating edibles is out the door. Now they're getting into medical purposes and really like letting it come out that, okay, it actually is good for you, and if you do it right, you can actually have fun with it and do it responsibly. I like the idea of what MedMen are doing. How they're posting all these things where there'd be a grandma and it'll say stoner, and it'll say no, just grandma, or like stoner, and it's like, oh, I'm an athlete, you know what I mean? And so you can be a normal, everyday, run-of-the-mill person. Doesn't matter who you are, what you are, doing anything responsibly, especially smoking weed or eating edibles. You can really have fun with it. If you're eating edibles, I suggest eating super low doses in increments, so that way you just don't hallucinate or go crazy with it. You want to have fun with it, obviously, but obviously there's other ways of smoking, you know, smoking blunts, smoking a bong or pipe, and I found, you know, when I do smoke, or especially when I did smoke, you know, water pipes are definitely healthier because it filters through the water. Smoking joints are better than blunts because the blunt is cigar. So there's ways to do it, you know, but doing it in small increments and really enjoying it. You know, don't just go stoned, get super stoned, and just you forget everything, you can't remember or do anything. Have fun, you know, and this is what people kind of need to learn about it.
If there was one thing you would hope for the show moving into season 2 and beyond, what would that be?
Kick off all the chefs and just let me be the only chef. I want my own something out of my own. That would be amazing. I mean, honestly. But with the second season, I would love to see all the chefs back to compete, like in a group setting, almost like a whole big Chopped or something fun where we're all competing and then we compete against new chefs. It would be, you know, I would like there to be more of a, like a set, you know, what the food looks like, what the food tastes like, how long it cooked, did you mess up? There's so many new ways or different ways of what other shows are doing that make them successful that we can adapt to it. I would love to see more traveling. I want to see us travel to other countries, other cities, other states. It would be awesome if we could get the whole crew together and like literally go do like a city tour or, you know, make it animated, going Comic-Con, just do anything, everything. There's so much possibility with this, especially since we're the first ones to do it. So
I think you guys would be very successful at Comic-Con.
I would love it.
Yeah. We'll make it happen.
Really? Please, dude, come on.
So, I mean, that's all I got. Thank you so
Okay.
much for spending some time with us.
Thanks, man.
Guys, season 1 is on Netflix, and like I said, 15-minute episodes. That's a great night right there. So.
Episode 7, 9, and 12. You can watch me. Everybody else, maybe. Watch the whole show. It's all good.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, pleasure.
All right, cool.